And we're back with another episode of Successful Marketing, Sales, and Relationships for Adult Small Business Owners and Entrepreneurs, where we help you sell what you make. I'm your host, best-selling author SaDon Long, and today is January 8th. That's right, we 8 days into a new year. And new year, new you, new goals. I know everybody's got them. But do you know how to get what it is that you want? That's the question. So today we're going to talk about how to get what you want. Because the other day I sat down with a client and I really mapped out our plan for the year, and I was like, man, we could do somewhere in the 6 to 7 figure range, high 6 figures. And they were like, man, that sounds incredible. And that sounds, unbelievable. It sounded incredible, but it also sounded unbelievable. So I'm going to break it down for you and answer the question and ask you the question. Is limitless income unbelievable? And how you get limitless income. There we go. So first thing, right off the top, limitless income is possible. You could literally figure out what you need to make, then figure out a plan to make it, execute your plan, and make whatever it is that you want to make. Now, is it easy? No, absolutely isn't. Will it take some work? Absolutely will. Will you fail a couple times along the way? Probably more than a couple times. But if the plan works and the information is correct and the method is correct, you can do whatever it is that you want. So without any further ado, let's get right down to it. Number one, when it comes to creating limitless income, you got to have something that people want. Now, in your case, you already locked into whatever it is you do. You already locked into coaching. You already locked into daycare. You already locked into catering or whatever you do. So let's not pivot to something else. This is what you do. You locked into it. So let's figure out how to make what you have more desirable. Because obviously you went into it because you knew people liked how you cooked and people were spending money on catering. Obviously you went into whatever you went into because that was the thing that you were passionate about. That was the thing you knew you could make money with. That was the thing you saw other people making money with. So let's just assume that you have something that people want. Because there's some evidence that you do, else you wouldn't have went into it. So now, the next part of that is, how do we stand out? Because one thing that's never going to change, or two things. One, your business is always going to need customers. And two, you're going to always have to stand out to get them. Well, how do you stand out? You stand out with words. Okay. The term is called framing. Okay. How you frame your business, how you present yourself is going to determine how many people want to do business with you, how fast they want to do business with you, and at what price. Okay. Because if you're a caterer and they're a caterer and you're saying $50 off and they say $75 off and they think they can get the same thing for $75 off as they got for $50 off, they're probably going to choose the cheaper of the two. Why? Because there's nothing that says that you're going to do a better job than a person that's giving them a bigger discount. So the first thing we have to do is we have to figure out how to separate ourselves from the other people that do what we do. One more time. You got to figure out how to separate yourself from the other people that do what you do. And the way you do that is through words. Now, the term for the way you use words in those particular things is called framing. So here's how framing works. Here's how framing looks. Okay. You could be a caterer, but do you have a specialty? Okay. Because if you specialize in something, then that separates you from everybody else. Yeah, they just do in general food, but we specialize in, black tie fairs. We specialize in corporate lunches. We specialize in after 5 events. Now, they could do after 5 events. They could be pretty good at after 5 events. But if you say you specialize in it, you automatically push yourself to the front of the line. I have a friend who does home health care, and she specializes in people who are very difficult to deal with. And because she specializes in people who are difficult to deal with, she's always booked. Why? Because there's going to be a group of people that nobody else wants to work with. And she's good with those people. She knows how to talk to them. She knows how to treat them. She knows how to get them to do things that the other people in her industry can't get them to do. So for her, she puts that at the forefront and not in the background. Hey, yeah, I'll come to your house just like any other one. But if you have a difficult person that's running these other people away, don't call those guys. Call me, because if you call them, they're going to run away. Call me. Now, because she specializes in something that the average person can't do, she gets to charge a higher price. Had a client one time who spent an ungodly amount of money just because the person said they specialized with small businesses. And when I asked him what made him do it, he was like, well, they said they specialize in small businesses. So immediately, that little differentiator, that little frame, this is who we are, took the numbers through the roof and got a sale. Now, for the amount of money they spent, that person might have been able to take the whole summer off. But if you appear the same as other people, then people will then expect you to be cheaper or at least the same price. But you and I know that there are a ton of people out there who do a horrible job. And when you get lumped in with a bunch of people who do a horrible job, all the things that they have to deal with, you have to deal with. So let's just say, your industry has a lot of scammers in it. So if you are lumped in with the scammers, now you got to deal with the same amount of mistrust that the scammers have to deal with. You have to deal with the same amount of mistrust as the people who don't do a good job have to deal with. So you have to take the Kendrick approach, which is they not like us. Yes, we in the same industry, but we are not the same. You can count on us to be on time. You can count on us to get the job done. You can count on us to be easier to work with, better, faster, and just slightly more expensive. But better, faster, easier to work with might be worth slightly more expensive. Now, another way to frame that is the results that you get. Okay. So if I get a better result than the other people in my industry, I can charge more. Because $60 with me is going to get you $100. $60 with them might only get you $65. And it's going to be a long time before that other $5 comes. Whereas with me, you might get it tomorrow. So again, faster, better. So once you know what words to say, then you start saying those words. Our motto is say it simple, say it often, say it everywhere. Now you start saying it on your website. You start saying it in your social media posts. You start saying it when you go live. You start saying it when you're in person with people. So that you can now separate yourself from the rest. I'll give you another story. Was interacting with somebody one time and I asked them what they did. And they said, well, I do the same thing you do. And I was like, no, I make people millions of dollars. I help people recoup their money literally in days. I give people the words that they use for the next 10 years to describe them, to describe their business, and to make it more attractive and stand out from everybody else. Now, again, what do you do? Immediately, we don't do the same thing. We don't get the same results. Even if we did do the same thing, I do it way better than you. Now, that's not me being arrogant. That's me telling you that if you're getting way better results than everybody else, then you need to talk about it. Right before I went on, I had a conversation with a client or past client, and we were talking about selling on price. And I was like, man, you make yourself easier to beat when you're just selling on price. Because now all your competition has to do is come in cheaper than you. So if you're giving them $50 off and they give them 75 and they think you guys are both the same, you both gonna get me the same outcome, they take your customers. Now in his case, people always call him after the fact, after they done given their money to someone else. And then they're like, well, man, I was just wondering if you could help me. I was wondering if you could tell me, man, I just got a couple questions. And it's like, how disrespectful is that? You spent your money over there. It didn't work. And now you've done some more research and figured out you should have used me. But instead of giving me your money, more than likely because you've already given all your money to someone else, now you just want me to answer your questions for free. And that has to be frustrating because I'm sure you're going through the same thing. I'm sure there are people asking you about how you do it after giving their money to somebody else. Want free consult from you, free advice from you, but giving their money to somebody else. But the reason they probably gave their money to somebody else is because that was the first person they saw, or that was the person they saw the most videos from, or that was the person who was in their face the most and wasn't worried about whether or not it was given desperate, if it was given thirsty. They just were in their face. And when they got into their buying window, that was the person they remembered. But they didn't remember because you weren't as aggressive, you weren't as consistent, you weren't as available. Because one, you're busy. Because two, you really don't like being out there like that. And if you don't like being out there like that, you need to have your words right. That way when they read a post, that way when they go to your website, that way when they watch the few videos that you do post, that they can then immediately understand, oh, this is for me. Oh, this is what's going to help me. Oh, this is a way better way than I've been using. So now it's selling for you. One of the things that I really do when we start talking about unlimited income is I fix the website and I turn it into a salesperson. Your website's supposed to be conversational. When you go to the website, the first three things they need to know is who you are, how you help me, and where can I buy. Now, after that, what happens if I don't buy from you? Okay. Yeah, not buying from me could keep you on the same path that you've been on, which is paying out of your pocket each and every month to run your business. Then the next step has to be, here's the 3 ways to work with us. Step 1, you call. Step 2, we set an appointment. Step 3, we do the work. Then the 4th piece is, hey, here's what other people are saying about us. To reinforce that we do what we say we do and that we get a result that is very uncommon in comparison to everyone else. I say it all the time. A lot of people make websites, but not a lot of people make money with them. Why? Because of the words. But if you get the words right, now all of a sudden the website's selling. If you get the words right and you know how to write an email, now your emails are selling. If you get the words right and you know how to post on social media, now your social media is selling. And guess what? Shy old you ain't got to sell now because all those things are selling for you. Hey, Jesse Lynn, how you doing? So all those things are selling for you. So now if you're shy or if you're busy, you're still getting customers. So that's the first step to limitless income. Okay? Getting the words right. Well, I guess technically it's the second step because the first step was, hey, do you have something that people want? First, do I have something that people want? 2, how do I talk about it to make them want it more and to make them want to give me money instead of the other person? Now, the third step in limitless income is how do I get my customers to bring me more customers? Okay. So now, A, You just simply ask them, hey man, do you know anybody that could also benefit from this? And if you ask them, do you know anybody who could benefit from it? Now they say yeah or they say no. But if you keep asking them, eventually they give you somebody. Hey man, I'm just wondering, man. I know last time we talked, I asked if you know anybody. Did you ever think of anybody? See, now the follow up comes in and the math starts to work because maybe the first time they didn't think about it, but if you ask them 3 times or 4 times, maybe by the third or fourth time, guess what? They come up with somebody. Now I know you're like, man, but that might be giving thirsty. What are people gonna think if I ask them for referrals? They're gonna think you're a serious business owner. They're gonna think you're really trying to get to it and do it. That's what they're gonna think. They're gonna think, oh, okay, she really believes in her product enough to the point where she's gonna put herself out there. And I'm so glad you're doing good, Jesse Lynn. Tell everybody I said hello, kiss the baby for me. So again, they're going to think that you're a serious business owner. Because only a serious business owner would keep following up. One of the things I always say is, who would I be as a person if I didn't follow up, if I didn't keep trying to help you? Especially knowing that you're costing yourself thousands of dollars each and every month, and you're capping how much money you can make just because you keep saying it wrong. So it isn't, am I giving thirsty? It's, what type of person would I be if I just let you keep taking your money to somebody who don't care about you, knowing there was a better alternative? If I specialize in women over a certain age who weigh a certain amount, why would I let you keep going to somebody who can't help you? We built it for you. We got it over here and it works. Look at all the people like you it's worked for. And then some of those people actually step up and say, hey, it worked for me. What would that do for your business? How could you then be seen as a bad person? Actually, to me, it seems like you'd be seen as a good person. Which leads me to a tangent I'm about to go off on. Talk with your customers. If you have any type of imposter syndrome, if you have any type of doubt about whether or not you should be asking on a consistent basis, talk to your customers. Listen, see what they say, and it'll give you confidence. I know for me, man, a lot of times I'm literally like, man, I'm struggling. But if I actually talk to somebody and they like, man, I don't know what I would have done without you, or I go back and I read some of the testimonials, it reinforces why I need to keep pushing. Because Lord knows it's hard. You know it's hard. You know, man, you and I, we both probably feeling the same way. Like, why is this happening to me? So yeah, you know, ask. Because if they start selling for you and they start bringing you customers, now you don't have to put yourself out there. You don't have to be all in the forefront. You don't have to feel like it's giving thirsty or you're begging or, you know, what are people going to think? And you can still make your money. And you can still protect your family. And you can still pay your bills. And you can finally get this business out of your pocket. And it start putting something in your pocket. Because one of the reasons you're probably like, oh man, I don't want to pay no more money is because every time you pay money, it don't come back. It doesn't come back. You give the person to post for you some money and it doesn't get you any customers. You give the flyer guy some money and it doesn't get you any customers. You gave the website guy some money and it didn't get you any customers. But those guys, they specialize in making stuff. They don't specialize in making money. So now you have to see all of those platforms, all of those mediums, all of those tools as ways to make money. And how do I put the words in place to make them make money? Yeah, I got a page, but what about my page makes me stand out from the other people that are doing what I do? What about my page says you should do business with me? Yeah, I got a website, but does it clearly state and explain Number one, who I am. Two, why you should do business with me. Three, where to give me some money. And then does it really start to lay out what'll happen if you don't? Shout out to Atia, man. If you're looking for a really great website, go to Atia Muhammad's page. I tagged her in the video, and click on her alchemist website. It's right in her bio. Click on it. That's how a website's supposed to lay out. It's literally supposed to have a conversation with you. So that's how you put a website in place and put the words in place so that you can then see firsthand, oh, okay, cool. This makes sense to me. Oh, I get it. I understand. Where do I hit the button? Another great website to look at, I think, I tagged Asia too. So go to Asia's website is nakednursery.com. Again, another very conversational website for you to look at. Those are websites that I actually helped framework, helped create, helped refresh so that they were more conversational, so that they actually became salespeople. If you're interested in how emails should look, hey man, just go sign up for the growandrich.com, click the fast cash button. Not only will you now become an email subscriber, but you will also get a 30-minute with me so we can actually really start to talk about your business. I ain't talking to everybody. I'm just talking to you. You who getting dressed, you who listening to me in the car, you who like, man, why is this person in my head? That person. Go and look and see what theirs looks like and compare them to yours. Go take a look at some of the stuff that I'm saying and how you can see it. Go to growandrich.com and look at how my website is laid out and how it's a conversation and is answering questions for you that you might have questions about. And if that happens, now you get a customer who's already made up in their mind they're going to do business with you. And if they already make up in their mind that they're going to do business with you, guess what? You don't have to sell them. So again, do you have something that people want? Are you talking about it in a way that makes you stand out from everybody else? 3, are you getting your customers to bring you more customers by simply asking for referrals? Okay. Now, in conjunction with asking for referrals, a testimonial is great too. Again, whenever I feel down, I read my testimonials, but I also use my testimonials as a way to explain to people why they need to pay this price. Because you see what I'm doing for people. Is anybody else who says they doing this for people? As a millionaire said that you were a beast. I'm just asking. And look who just stepped in the room. Shout out to MLA Printing. I wanted to say MLK, but I did not. It is MLA Printing. So if you have any printing needs whatsoever, he is the go-to, the best in the area, hands down, and they deliver. Let's just keep it a buck, because again, what type of business owner would you be if you didn't have signs? What would people say about you if they couldn't walk into your store and see, beautiful signs telling them what time you open, what time you close, telling them what days of the week you're open? Who's selling when you're not there? When you're closed, your signs are still selling. Simple as that. What do people think about you? You got these paper menus versus these nice laminated ones. You need to do everything you can to stand out. Because at the end of the day, if you can't get customers, you can't be in business. And the only way you get customers is to stand out from everybody else. So if you worked with Malcolm in the past, maybe you need to give him a call again because it's New Year, so you need to get those calendars with the 2025 instead of the 2024. Because, what type of business owner would you be if you were giving out last year's calendar? So make sure you hit up, MLA Printing, not MLK, MLA Printing. You can go to them right here on Facebook. Does great work and they deliver. Absolutely hands down the best in Northwest Indiana. So make sure you check out Malcolm. Malcolm, leave your information in the comments. Consuela, please leave your information is in the comments. Because again, we got Crafty Consuela in here with beautiful door decor. Again, what type of homeowner would you be if you didn't beautify your home? Curb appeal is real. And also for people who are real estate agents and you're staging houses, some beautiful door decor might help you as well. So if you're a real estate agent, you're looking for a little something extra to hang on some of those doors to make your house stand out and make it more desirable to potential customers, make sure you reach out to Consuela as well. Now, back to what I was saying. Again, oh man, let me get some hearts while y'all out there. So if you're watching, can I get a few hearts too? A few hearts, maybe a share. I'd appreciate that as well. You know, but again, now we know we got something people want. We've been talking about it the right way. We've been asking people that we've done business with to A, bring us more customers, and B, tell people how great we are and the results that we've given so that they then trust us more and it's not as hard for us to get a sale at our price. Because now we have people who are vouching for the results, so it lowers the risk level for the next person who we do business with. Because the real problem is that people aren't sure what they're getting, especially if you're not clear in what you're offering. You think, hey, man, I'm offering door decor. No, you're not. Man, I'm offering a way for you to make this house that you're trying to sell for $190 look like it costs $190. So that you can then get the commission that you know you need and deserve. Am I selling marketing? No, I am selling a way for you to keep customers, attract customers, and retain and get it at your price. And close customers too, by the way. So basically, I'm giving you a way to make money. I'm giving you a way to put $300 in and get $3,000 out consistently over time. Because once we put these words together and we put the strategies and structure with it, it basically works for itself. Ask about me. It works for itself. I'm teaching people who don't have sellers' personalities, who are not necessarily comfortable with it, how to make sure all this promotional material that they've been spending money on actually does what it's supposed to do, which is sell for them. The signs are supposed to sell for you. The website is supposed to sell for you. The email is supposed to sell for you so that you don't have to. Your customers, if you get the right referral plan in place, they're supposed to sell for you. So now you got the website, the emails, and a human being, or 5 or 6 human beings, all working on your behalf. Now, doesn't that make the limit seem limitless? Because now all you got to do is get your math right. See, once you get your math right, then you can really take it to the next level. Because now hey, if I get 400 people to go to the website this month, I'm going to close 200 of those people. If I close 200 of those people, that equals out to this many dollars. So now the next question is, well, what if I got 500 people to the website? Then you call somebody like me and I say, hey, man, let's sit down with Dave, from BizLadder and get you an SEO plan put together so we can get you some web traffic. Then I say, hey, let's create some content that customers are interested in watching that helps them make a decision. So then we could drive some of this free traffic to the website too, because we know if we get that number from 4 to 5, that gets us an additional 50 sales. So now you can literally keep going. Well, what if I got 600 people? Or what if I got 800 people? And you can just keep bumping that number up whenever you really feel like it by actually doing something that bumps the number up. Same thing with customers and referrals. Okay. Once you get the math together, you say, man, if I get 10 customers, I usually get 5 referrals. Okay. Well, what if I could figure out how to get 15 customers? So now maybe I spend a little bit of money to boost some ads to get an additional 5 customers. But I'm going to do it because I know that if I get an additional 5 customers, that's going to give me 2.5, almost 3 additional customers for free. So if I get 3 more customers for free, it's like I didn't spend anything. And if I can figure out how to keep those customers buying longer, I only had to spend money one time to get them. I only had to give them a discount to get them in the game. But now I got them on my loyalty plan. I got them on my retention plan. I got them on my VIP list. You know, now I'm checking in with them, calling them each and every month. And every time they bump into somebody, they sending me another customer. So if it's 6 to 8 months of relationship with this person, they done bought from me 5 or 6 times, and they done run into 5 or 6 people, and 3 or 4 of those people done bought too. Now you see how we taking the limit off? Do you see how we taking the limit off now? Now you're not even worried about it no more. You like, oh wow, man, I just gotta make sure that I ask people if they know anybody. If 10 people come in the door and 10 people bring me 5 people, now I got 15. So for every 10, I got an extra 5 by just asking. And you'll feel like, man, there's nothing I can't do, because you'll start seeing how it works. You'll see how it just jumps and bumps and goes through over and over again. So now you just repeat the same thing over again. I know I got the right words. I know I'm in the right business. I know I'm saying the right thing. Now I just got to figure out how to keep doing it. But if you're saying the wrong thing, it feels like you're in the wrong business. Why? Because you're not getting the customers you should. If you're just selling on price and people think that you're the person that's $25 or cheaper, you're going to give them the same results. It feels like you're in the wrong business. If you keep having to negotiate and people keep saying, well, is this the best price? It feels like you're in the wrong business. If they're asking for a discount, or they're asking this, for a price match, then you're not doing a good job of representing yourself publicly so that they know that the outcome that they're going to get from you is better. Let's look at it like this. If the people who pull up in that big old truck spray your yard and they say it's $100, you like, okay, cool, I'm gonna give you the $100. Now they might not be as good as the little man that pull up in his little pickup and get out with the little thing on his back. But if he says $100, you're gonna be like, nah, that sounds expensive. But guess what? Now if he says, hey man, we walk the ground, we don't just spray and hope it lands. We actually walk the ground. We hit all your trouble areas. We'll actually, if we have to, get on our knees and pull the weeds ourselves to make sure they're all gone. Now, doesn't that seem worth more money? Like, yeah, the guys in the big truck, they come, but all they do is just wave the thing around and hope it lands in the areas that it's supposed to. When we come, we actually walk your yard. We'll walk your yard with you. See how the way I switched up the words made this one worth more? So again, are you saying the right thing? Are you saying it the right way? Because once you change what you say, it changes what they hear, and it immediately changes what they do. Example, if I say raise your right hand, you raise your right hand. But what happens if I say raise your left? See, I changed what I said, it changed what you did. So once you start saying the right thing the right way, you'll get a better result. Now, if you need help with how to say it, go to grownandrich.com. Leave your name in the comments. DM me. Because we're running limitless income on the day after Martin Luther King Day, which I think is like the 22nd to 21st. But anyway, it's the first Tuesday after MLK Day. And the first people who sign up, I will write it with them. Just like they gave me 10K. And I would look at your website and like, okay, that should go there, that should go there, that should go there. So that you can turn your website into a salesperson. So that you can turn your social media into actual selling opportunities. And you're like, well, why would I want to turn my social media into a selling opportunity? Well, that's what everybody else is doing. That's what they're doing on the TikTok shop. That's what they're doing, in your lives, in your reels. That's what they're doing in those sponsored posts. So if you're a business owner and you could get more out of free than they could get out of sponsored posts, why wouldn't you? People only boost ads because they free ads not working. But if they could get it for free, why would they boost? And if they could say it better, they wouldn't have to boost. If somebody brought them a customer, they wouldn't have to boost. You know, just something to think about. So let's just run it back one more time because I want everybody to have gotten as much of this as they could get. And let's start with, do you have something that they want? And if you don't have something they want, get into a business where people want what it is that you're trying to sell them. And as a side note to that, most of the time what they want isn't the thing that you sell. It is the benefit of the thing that you sell. To go back and use Crafty Consuela as an example. They don't necessarily want a door decoration. They want the respect and the admiration and the ooh girl, you did that comes with having the door decoration. They want you're a great person, you're a beautiful, wonderful homeowner that comes with having the decoration. They want the compliments, the admiration, the respect. And if you're a real estate person, you want the curb appeal. You want the added value. You want the customer to see themselves in this house. So an extra 50, 60 bucks to get a $190 sale is really what Consuela is to you. She's a way for you to close a deal, or one more step, one more pillar, one more straw to break the camel's back and to get them to do business with you. So don't just see her as somebody who's slapping something on doors. See her as somebody who's actually helping you close the deal. Same thing, with MLA printing. They're giving you something that makes your business stand out from your competition, that makes you more visible to people who want to do business with you, that allows you to be seen in a much better light so that you don't have to keep giving discounts, so that you don't have to keep underselling. Why? Because now you look like one of the big boys. So if you could look like one of the big boys without paying the big boy price and then charge similar or more than what the big boys charge, just simply because, man, you look like a first-class organization. You look like somebody they should be giving their money to, which now makes them trust you that much more. Why wouldn't you do business with MLA Printing? It only makes sense. Just look at it. When have you ever seen a first-class mom and pop store that didn't have signage? When have you ever gone into a diner that didn't have laminated menus, that you really wanted to take somebody to and felt like they were going to be impressed? How often do you take dates to places that have paper menus? And if they got paper menus, they damn sure can't charge major level prices. They got to charge $3, $4. They can't charge $13. Why? Because they don't look like it. Speaking of which, saw Malcolm. Well, actually, I didn't see Malcolm. Actually, I was with Malcolm. And we went to Top of the Morning Breakfast Cafe. They had a beautiful, beautiful rug that he designed. And immediately, it made the place look that much more professional. It made them look that much more like somebody you want to give $14 to for some scratch, down home, just like grandma made it, from Whole Foods food, because the signs were right. It's sad that you got to do this, but people are shallow. And speaking of things that sell you or help sell you, along with the words, man, don't forget to check in with my guy, the amazing Paul Kaiser. Paul Kaiser gives you great picks at a great price. that doesn't break the bank so that you can then be in position to make the money you need to make. So if you need headshots, make sure you hit my man Paul Kaiser up. I tagged him as well. So make sure you check in on Paul, because this is the time of year I know you're thinking, man, I need some new headshots. Maybe I lost some weight, gained some weight. Maybe, you about to do a new campaign. Maybe you about to run for office or something. So check out Paul. But again, I maybe have gone off on a tangent, but it's, again, having something they want and making sure you understand exactly what they want, and not just, and that's usually not just the product. Number two, make sure you're saying the right thing. Does what you're saying make you stand out and make you the obvious choice to do business with? Number three, make sure that you are multiplying by asking for the referral, by getting the testimonial, by then sending people out to do the work for you that you don't, so that you don't have to do it for yourself. And then making sure you get your math right. Making sure that you get your math right. So now that you know how much of it you need to do on each and every day. So when you get up in the morning, you say, hey, I need to follow up with these 3 people to make sure that we get them locked in. Hey, I need to get these 3 testimonials done today. Hey, I need to make sure that I am meeting with my SEO guy, or I'm meeting with my business coach, or I'm meeting whoever I need to meet with to make sure that we're getting enough people in the pipeline to get the number we want on the back end. Because a lot of people, they'll say, well, we'll build your sales funnel. Okay, cool, but how are we going to get people in it? A sales funnel without people in it is like a pool without water. What good is that? Unless you're going to do some skateboarding. You're not a skateboarder, you're a business owner. So, again, we're at the 41-minute mark. It is January 8th. Make sure you go over to grownorich.com. If you click, you sign up. You can look at the website. You can look at the other websites that I tagged in here. And if you need a website makeover, hey, you get a free 30, and we'll talk about how to get the website to where it needs to be so that it sells for you. If you need blueprints for how to send emails, we'll do that as well. So anyway, it has been a pleasure. It has been an honor. As always, man, it's your business big bro, SaDon Long. I love you, and I'm out.